Hi, this is Benjamin, founder of Farmagain. As I have said before, Grotron was listed as one of the top 100 innovations of 2023 in India. And again, I have said this before, that Grotron is not just a product to automate a farm. It is a solution. It is a solution that has science in the background, and it is a solution that has technology backed up by science. And this can work in both organic farms and inorganic farms. Today we are in a farm in Madampatti, and this happens to be a completely organic farm. And Mr. Vijayan, he is an organic farmer who used to work in a corporate and left his job and is now doing organic farming quite scientifically. Very interesting to see, so I thought we'll shoot a video in this form. So thank you for allotting this time and sharing your thoughts with us. So I'm really glad to see that you're doing a perfect scientific organic cultivation methods. Generally, we talk about plant spacing, bed formation, 1.5 feet height and 3 feet wide, 5 to 6 feet or 7 feet row to row spacing, mulch sheet, inline drip irrigation, and Grotron for air water balance. But on the contrary, most of the organic farms generally are averse to technology. I'm not saying all, but a considerable amount of them, including technology, including even drip irrigation and mulch sheet, and even bed formation of this kind, scientific methods. But here I see you've been following all the scientific methods and also adopted Grotron. So it was interesting to know your story. And I also heard you had 25 tons yield in tomatoes. So it was quite interesting, and I'm probably hearing for the first time an organic farmer got 25 tons from 1 acre. So I thought it will be good to hear from you what made you successful, how successful you think you are. And generally people look at, when they look at organic, when they want to adopt organic methods, they would want to see whether it is easier to do, is it cheaper to follow organic methods, does it give me enough remuneration. These are the three basic fundamental questions people ask. And fourth, why would anybody adopt technology like Grotron, especially when you do organic farming? Common four questions.
Yeah.
So I just would like to hear your point of view on all these four.
Okay. My name is Vijayan. I'm basically a welding technology postgraduate. I worked as a research and development engineer for almost 8 years, and I worked in L&T for 2 years. Then I resigned and I've come to organic farming, and I'm doing it for last almost 3 years. So basically, the reason why I have come to farming and especially organic farming is two reasons. One is, as everyone says, like farming is not viable option, and consumer side, consumers won't get residue free, cheaper source of organic food easily. So when I was exploring for me and my child, and I was not able to get them easily in the market, so I thought maybe addressing two pillars would help achieving this. And when it comes to farming, as sir said, like generally farmers would be very hesitant to approach adopt new technology, whether it is of organic or automations or whatever it is. But I just wanted to let the farmers know that organic is comparatively a cheaper alternative and a sustainable long term sustainable alternative farming, and also it is a profitable one. And with respect to costlier or cheap, it will be costlier when we are not understanding the organic farming fully. When we know what to give, when to give, how to enrich the soil, and how to take care of the soil and crop, then it is much more easier and cheaper. The higher cost consuming activity may be weeding, manual weeding, or weeding. And when we have to achieve organic good yield in with respect to farming, whether it is of organic or inorganic, the plant, if it is hybrid seed and it has to achieve a yield of say 20 or 25 ton of tomato per acre, then plant needs that much of nutrition, macro, secondary, micronutrients, everything has to be there in the place, so that plant can take it easily and give up some yield. So for me, from day one my approach was to achieve equivalent, if not more than inorganic. At least I have to be in the benchmark with inorganic, so that I can be an example, and I myself would be successful in commercially. I cannot simply say that I am doing organic farming and I am not making any money, so that does not work for anyone. So what I used to do is, as a fundamental principle, organic matter has to be there in the soil more. So when I tested the soil, it was 0.39, so it was way less, and it was average all around places. So I just wanted to enrich organic matter as much as possible, but at the same time, when we are going with the hybrid, we need to compensate enough nutrition to the plant. So what I will do when I am preparing a field for a particular crop, and this preparation which I am going to do is for a year long. In the meantime, I will take at least 2 to 3 crops. So the basal dose preparation which I am preparing for every year is for at least 3 crops or for a year period. So what I used to do is, like, at least yearly once I used to go for a green manuring, which will add organic matter, some nitrogen fixation and organic matters. So in addition to that, first I will add farmyard manure, which will be around 10 to 12 ton per acre. In addition to that, to meet the phosphorus source, I will go for rock phosphate, and to help the soil disease and pest free, I will add neem cake and pungima cake, and in addition to that, groundnut cake. That those things have some nutrients as well as some minerals also. It works in both the way, pest control and nutrition management. So once I prepare that basal dose, then I will go for a planting. When I am going for a planting, then I will first add pest control and disease control. First I will add Pseudomonas trichoderma viride. Then for a root growth, for a plant to thrive and achieve better nutrition, it has to be a good root growth grown plant. So to achieve that, we will need a lot of soil has to be more porous and loosey enough to the root has to penetrate enough, so that it will grow faster. So for that I will add VAM and also humic acid. So these things I will do in the first phase. Then we prepare generally 3-4 inputs for a growth and enriching soil in our own farm itself. Those are Jivamritam, fish amino acid, Panchakavya, effective microbes, and waste decomposer. These are all we will prepare in day out activity. So I will have a crop schedule which will be every 5 days once, every alternate watering. I will give some kind of input, whether it is Jivamritam, and it will be alternate, one day Jivamritam, next time it will be fish amino acid, then Panchakavya. So it will we are not going to leave the plant to take care of itself, because these are short term crops and we have to achieve yield. So plant has to take more nutrition, it has to be feeded enough so that we will get better output. So that, and with respect to pest management and disease management, I will come up with a biofencing which will have a castor and bajra and marigold. These products will be there in the border, which will help creating a biological ecosystem of beneficial and non-beneficial insects in the border itself, which will help me achieving some kind of resistance, some kind of protection from the pest and disease. So after that, we will have some prophylactic sprays like neem seed kernel and azadiractin, and some kind of biological inputs. We use verticillium, Beauveria bassiana, such kind of things. Those we will apply as a prophylactic measure, whether it is there or not. Once the plant reaches 10 to 12 days, there are chances of sucking pest infestation will be starting there. So we just don't want the pest to find it favorable. So we will grow a plant which is more resistant to the pest by itself, but will still support some extent by giving some prophylactic sprays. Every weekly once or 10 days once, we will give some kind of prophylactic sprays. With respect to organic, it has to be always prophylactic. It will not be able to, we will not be able to achieve it after
the event is difficult.
When the infestation is more, it will not just work like that chemical that we will spray today and it will be controlled by tomorrow. So that won't happen in organic farming. So it has to be prophylactic and preventive measures. So these things I will do. So my motive is, if an inorganic farmer can able to achieve let's say 20 ton or 25 ton of tomato, why we can't able to achieve? Whether the plant needs food, whether it may not know whether it is organic or inorganic farm, but we wanted to give it in organic farm because we don't want to spoil the environment. We don't want to spoil the soil. So that is only.
So this was the most interesting thing that in fact attracted me to take this interview. So just to rephrase, I have said the science behind plant photosynthesis. It needs 13 minerals and 3 non-minerals. So what he basically does by creating the raised beds and having mulch sheet on top of that and going with inline laterals right under the mulch sheet, he has created a good microclimatic condition underneath, source for a perfect air water balance. We have talked about this enough and you can watch the previous videos. So that's one he has done very scientifically. Number two, as far as the mineral management is concerned or the fertigation is concerned, organically what he does is he ensures there is enough N, P and K and the micronutrients. How he does? The cow dung acts as a source of reasonable amount of nitrogen, also organic carbon to make sure the soil, the microbes in the soil get their food. Number two, he adds rock phosphate so that the soil gets enough phosphorus and it is organically allowed. Because without phosphorus, the plant will not be able to uptake anything else. And then he also adds a source of calcium, natural source. He also adds seaweeds, which is again a source of potassium. So N, P, K taken care of, micronutrients taken care of. So it is not just a blind organic. I mean, everybody does organic, therefore I am also doing organic. No, not that kind of an organic. Quite scientific, where he in fact calculates what a plant needs in terms of the mineral requirements, and he tries to compensate that organically. That's the formula behind his productivity achievements. So, like I said before, this is the multi-cropping place that I talked about at the beginning of this video. So, right next to me you can see a papaya. You can see it's quite decent, and then you see banana, and next to banana you can see guava and drumstick, and also the pumpkin. You can see in fact a pumpkin hanging from top. So, the concept is that you get income at various stages. Some income at the very beginning, some after a few weeks, after a few months, so on and so forth. So for the next couple of years, the plan is to get more income, number one. Number two, also to create a biodiversity ecosystem so that the plants help each other or the living organisms and the life inside actually helps each other and ultimately helping the crop. So this is where we are, and now I want to ask this pertinent question. To many, when we talk about organic, the question is it remunerative? Are you getting enough money? Are you able to maintain your lifestyle that you had before when you worked in corporate? So what's your answer to that?
Put it in a simple word, yes, it is a profitable venture. So everyone can do organic farming and then can be a profitable one. And what I am doing it to make it profitable is I am trying to achieve the better productivity at first, and what can be a maximum productivity which I can achieve in a product, whether it is tomato or papaya, whatever it is. And before producing that, I'll go for a market search and I'll try to do marketing, and I'll understand what will be the requirement in the field of my consumer side. And according to that, if I'm going to produce say tomato of 15 or 20 ton, what price if I'm fixing it will make it me profitable. So there may be a difference in yield with respect to climatic and temperatures and rains.
Yep.
So I'll make a base price of, let's say, tomato it is 25 and cabbage it is 30, cauliflower 40.
So this price remains constant
throughout the year.
Okay.
Throughout the year. So whether the tomato goes to 100 or even it is to 5, I will have only 25 rupees as a base price. And there are some stores they will give higher prices, but my price is 25. I will not myself ask for higher prices. So with that I am making myself profitable. And in the second case where we are now, in this field has almost 7 crops, now it is 5. When we prepared this crop, there was radish and capsicum, then pumpkin, papaya, moringa, banana, guava. So at the beginning there will be a crop which radish and capsicum, they used to give it in 60-65 days. First radish will be there, then we will get profits from capsicum. Yeah. Those crops are over, and we started getting profits from pumpkin. and at the same time now the papaya has started yield. So for any farmer to succeed, if they are going with monocrop, if it is a long term crop, let's say it is banana, yield may take up to, it may take up to 1 year for us to get the yield. So in the meantime, there will be we will be irrigating the field all around the year, and the roots of banana may not reach to all the places in the beginning. So we will have enough spaces, enough sunlight. So if we can plan the crops properly, where we can get the proper sunlight, so that will give profits from say from month on, from first month or second month itself. So we'll get at least 3-4 incomes, and people will say that if we combine more crops, then the yield of a banana may come down or papaya may come down. But if we can understand the companion crop patterns, let's say papaya and banana, they'll be together, and you can see around the field they are 4.5 feet apart. But banana is also good, papaya is also giving good yield. And if we can go with monocot dicot, so both will have a, let's say moringa, it will fix nitrogen in the soil, that will help for banana and papaya. So such a way, if a farmer can plan multi-crops in a single field, he can get multifold incomes. If at all some is not going with fixed price, if he is not able to achieve that also, at least 3-4 crops are there. Let's say if banana is there at the end of the year, if say per acre 500 or 600 banana is there, at least if he can sell for 300 rupees, he can make at least 1.5 lakh.
Right.
So in addition to that, papaya may give another 1 lakh, and guava can give after 1.5 years. Guava can give, moringa will give some benefits. So for sure he will be able to make some profit. So in that approach, every farmer can be successful, and will create a microclimate in the field itself that will help other plants to thrive better.
Yeah.
So with that way I am doing. And with respect to Grotron, there are 2-3 reasons for the reason which I have gone for Grotron. First is it is a fundamental reason that I wanted to make the valve opening, closing, and irrigation has to be automated in order to avoid extra labor.
Yeah.
And second and third most point is the conservative use of water. We may not know how much water we are giving the plant, whether it is sufficient or it is more than what we require for a plant, or we are under irrigating or over irrigating. So we may not know. So with respect to moisture sensors and all, we might be able to understand whether we will be giving enough water or not. With respect to water itself, the plant may not be under water stress or over and under stress. That itself will help me achieving some productivity. And third point is, if I can go with the sensor and automations, with respect, maybe in chemical farming there may be methodology that NPK and all other nutrients are given automatically, but with respect to organic we are not doing that. But by monitoring the soil, whether the thermal conductivity or moisture pressure, whatever it is in the soil, if I can balance that properly, if I am able to achieve 15 ton on an average of tomato per year, per acre, per field, if I can increase it to 20 ton, so 20 or 25 ton, even if it is lower case when the climate is not favorable, that if it is 10 ton, if I can able to achieve it 15 or 18, it will give me even more, it will be even more profitable.
Correct.
And even we may go with tomato thinking that it may give 10, 20 ton. We may not exactly know what is the actual potential of that plant.
Yeah.
So to achieve that, if we can give a calculated irrigation and fertigation, I am feeling I might be able to achieve better output.
Right. So that is a very important thing. So out of the 3 objectives that you mentioned, the first one, which is to automate the valves and reduce labor and bring some discipline in the way you do the irrigation. Yes, every product, every automation product can do that. The next 2 that you mentioned are more related to Grotron, because like I say always, Grotron is not just an automation product, it is a solution to a plant. So in that sense, maintaining the right moisture using our artificial intelligence engine is going to really ensure the air water balance of that area is maintained, which is going to help your microbial life underneath to also thrive really well. And the next point you mentioned about improving the productivity. So the moment you maintain the right air water balance, especially in an organic farm, is a good recipe for you to be able to in fact raise up the productivity. So it is a farm where science, technology and the organic methods have been bundled together, very beautifully merged and well executed, and he is already profitable. Not a very highly experienced farmer though.
Yeah.
You are into this journey only for about 3 years,
3 years.
and I think from the very beginning he has been successful and has been making good profit. The only one thing I wanted to emphasize is that he somehow has been able to have some contractual obligations with the buyers. In a way, he gets fixed price based on, and again, you have derived your pricing based on your cost, right? Maybe not all the farmers are going to have that luxury, but what farmers can aim though is to improve their productivity so that they are profitable. I mean, they can probably follow some of your methods that helps improve productivity organically. So that's probably a takeaway to a lot of farmers who might look at organic cultivation as an option. So it is organic cultivation, science and technology all put together, finally managed through Grotron. I'm sure the discussion that we had now would be useful to some of you, and please do experiment if you find some information really useful to you. And if you find this useful to somebody else, please do forward to those people. And if you would like to get notified about the videos that we upload, please do subscribe. And we will again come back with another interesting video like this. And until then, bye from Benjamin and see you later. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your time and congrats. I wish you really become even more successful than you are today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.